Hey folks, welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We're up in Cass County, Minnesota, chasing panfish.
Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Yes, folks, up in Cass County, Minnesota with my buddy Pete Mena. And I want to tell the folks I was supposed to be over in Hayward fishing with you this week, but conditions are really bad for ice fishing, huh?
Yeah, a couple times you were supposed to come actually, but we had a little drought this summer, but that is over because we are getting the snow around Hayward and the conditions are kind of rough, John. It's just a lot of slush right now. You can fish, but it's a pain.
Well, this is beautiful over here in Minnesota, folks. You know, they got about 6 inches of snow on the ice. I saw a couple guys driving trucks out today. So travel is really good, and I love coming over here and doing some pan fishing. The pan fishing over here in Cass County is superb.
It really is, and I think a lot of it's got to do with the special regulations, lower limits over here. That's really important, and that's why the pan fishing is good here.
Small group today. We got obviously Ryley and his dad Jason. We got our buddy Josh, Ryan the photographer, you and I. We're going to catch some fish.
We should be able to catch some fish.
All right, buddy. Hey, folks, let's show what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this.
Meet Chris McGillis of McGillis Weimer, experienced personal injury lawyers.
John, you've gotten to know me. I mean, I'm a really passionate person. Everyone on my staff is, everyone on my team is. We are passionate about what we do. Helping somebody out, protecting them, doing everything we can to help tell their story, to make sure they're treated fairly with integrity and with respect, and get a fair resolution, whatever that is for the client. I mean, that's extremely important to us. That's really all that matters.
Welcome back, folks. As we talked about, up in Cass County, Minnesota, and kind of a cold day, 17 degrees, and we got a breeze.
A little wind.
Yeah, but I don't mind that. You know, we got the good clothing on. But one thing I want to talk about, Ryley, is fishing deep water panfish in the wintertime. A lot of these fish move out and they're feeding on bugs in the mud, right?
Right, exactly. And the biggest thing is it doesn't really matter how deep you are. You just got to find that soft bottom. Where there's soft bottom, there's bugs. Where there's bugs, there's panfish.
Okay, and what I like to start out with, and I'm using a little bit bigger Castmaster today, tipped with wax worms, and I like the bigger profile. And what do you got on there?
So I got an Acme tungsten jig with plastic on there, and I like my plastics to, when you bob them like that, to have a lot of give in the tail. That way when they come up and stare at it, you can give it a little bit of a twitch and it'll entice that bite.
So fishing's been pretty good up here the last couple weeks.
Oh, it's been beautiful. We got great ice conditions. It's been warm out. You couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Looks like Jason is going to be the first to connect today. We don't even have all our holes drilled yet, buddy. You come off the bottom?
He came off the bottom, yep.
Okay.
They seem to be sitting real near the bottom.
Come on, that's a nice bluegill.
That's a nice bluegill.
That's a beautiful, hold them out like that. Yeah, that's a beautiful colored, beautiful 8-inch fish right there. And he was near the bottom?
He was near the bottom, yep.
Nice job.
Chased after it. It took a bit to get him to bite, but he went. Yep.
Ooh, another one. I can't even get my rod in the water yet. Jason, you're over here killing them. Another
He
bluegill?
drove me the hot hole.
Oh, let's see
I think this one's a crappie, though.
Do you? Okay.
Not too bad on either. I don't
Oh no, that's a
There he
nice
is.
crappie.
Yeah.
That's a nice eating size crappie
crappie,
right there.
man.
Now we're supposed to be getting fish that are quite a bit bigger than that, but that's a good start there,
that's
buddy.
a good start.
Yeah. Can I go fish?
You can.
Oh, see him. There. There he is. that fish was 4 feet off the bottom, Josh. Here he comes. Let's see what we got. Oh, there's a nice crappie.
Nice one.
Yeah, that's actually what do you think? 10?
That's a 10, 10 and a half maybe.
Now what I'm doing is going with the that bigger Acme spoon there, the tungsten Castmaster.
Yep.
And what I found last week, that the small ones don't have quite the hooking percentage that the bigger ones do.
Yeah, no, they don't, and that's why it pays to go with a little bit bigger ones.
So that fish was 4 feet off the bottom. So
And it looked like there were other ones with them.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah.
Another one here, Ryley. Ryley, come on over, buddy. This one feels a little bit better. Look at that little clam rod bending there, man. I caught about a 10-incher. Whoa, look at this one. Grab him, grab him. Look at that crappie.
That's a nice one. Look at how thick that thing is.
You know, I'm really impressed, with the thickness. And you said that this particular lake is a zooplankton lake, which means...
So at night, if you're in these basins, that your whole screen's going to black out with zooplankton. And that just means that for these big panfish, I mean, they have an endless amount of food, and that allows them to get like that.
I mean, that is a thick fish, and that's only, what, about 12?
Yeah, 12 and a half incher.
How big have you caught him here?
Oh, they get up to 15, 16 inches here, so hopefully we can stick one of those today.
That was fun, catching that one.
Yeah, on that Castmaster. I got one, John.
Come on, all right, buddy. Let's see, I'm catching some small ones.
This one is feeling pretty big.
Oh, it's got that rod.
I didn't even get my spool closed, and this one just came up and crushed it.
Oh, look at the size of that crappie.
That's a big one there.
That is gorgeous. What are we thinking here, buddy?
That one's got to be 14.
On that little Acme or tungsten jig, right?
Yep, tipped with the plastic there,
And
right in the beak.
Yeah, that is an awesome fish right there.
Look at that thing.
And you know, you and I and Pete sit down and chat once in a while about how important it is to let these fish go.
These fish gotta go. You want to keep these genetics in the lake. When these fish spawn, that means that you're getting a few hundred more at these same genetics that'll get that big in 12, 15
Yeah,
years.
you know, you keep, what is the limit here?
You get 10 here.
So you keep 10 of those 9, 10 inches.
Right.
That's a great meal.
Great meal. And they taste better than these old fish anyways.
That's a big old female.
Yeah, that's a big one there.
And how old do you think that fish is?
Oh, 14, 15 years old, I think, to get that big.
That's
amazing. It takes a while.
Yeah, to replace that fish. Wow. Yep. I don't know what this is here. I mean, it's taking out drag. It can't be a panfish. What else is it? Here it is. What is it?
Pike, little slimer.
Look at that. They're out here in these basins too, huh?
Oh, I'm sure they're chasing those little bluegills.
I was hoping that was a crappie because it came right off the bottom and came up and ripped it. But hey, that was fun. Here we go. Got one on here, Ryley. Feels decent. Not as big as the hogs we've caught. Can you get them down there? I'm stuck.
Yep.
Now thumb them and hold them out. That is the eating size right there.
Yeah, right there. About a 9-incher.
About a 9.
That's the perfect eater. That's the one you want to fillet up for sure.
No, when we were talking before, and you tell me that a crappie is, the big ones are how old?
Like 15, 16 years old, yep.
So what that tells you folks really is that it takes an awful long time to replace a panfish in a lake system, right?
Right, exactly. If you take those top end fish out, you got 5 years before this one gets that big.
I want to also tell you folks that Ryley and Josh have probably walked a mile out here already digging holes.
Yep.
Are you trying to keep up with the fish?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the overcast skies today or what, but they're really running around and they seem to be kind of afraid of noise. So
my Yamaha is scaring them a little bit?
Maybe, or the augers, or yeah.
So can you go back to the holes you already tried that have already been drilled out?
Yeah, the key, hopefully what happens is you chase these fish around enough, then they're gonna end up right underneath one of your holes you already got drilled. Then you can sneak up on them and pound on them for a while.
Ooh, Josharoo. And let's see, we got a double header going here. You get yours in, Josh. Ooh, that's a nice crappie right there. And look at your buddy over here.
Got one.
All right, let's see what we got here, Ryley. That's a beautiful one you got, Josh. That feel pretty good too?
I think mine just popped off.
Oh, that's too bad.
Rolls up too.
Well, hold that one up, Josh. That's a beautiful fish.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
And you guys are certainly working hard here, aren't you?
Yeah, we've been popping a lot of holes and moving around.
Well, I think that's where you got to find them. But guess what? I smell cooking.
I can't wait.
Johnsonville's, you bet, buddy. Nice fish.
Thank you.
Breaking news from Fleet Farm. Check out this deal. 15% off all ice fishing flashers.
Hey,
I got one, Johnny.
well, the Johnsonvilles are cooking.
I know.
Come on, catch that fish. Hurry
I
up.
saw the mark. What
I
do you want
know.
me to do?
Oh, that's not a bad
That's
crappie
not
right
a
there.
monster. That's an eater, though.
That is an eater size. And speaking of eater size,
ate it.
I've got some really good Johnsonvilles for you today. A new treat. Hold that out.
Nice.
And I'll have you hold your brat out too. I'll tell you what, Johnsonville is king in Wisconsin, Illinois, North and South Dakota, but what about Minnesota?
I'd have to say so.
They're kings here
Yeah.
too. And I got a special treat for you today because I know you like something a little spicy. These are jalapeno cheddars. Ah, yes, 100% cuts of premium pork. Then they infuse it with a Wisconsin cheddar cheese and jalapenos.
Where do those come from?
And these are pre-cooked, so they only take a couple of minutes on the grill. All right, guys, take a bite. Jalapeno cheddars by Johnsonville. Seriously, how is that?
Zip.
Got
Really
some
good.
zip? What do you think?
All of that cheese in there, that's amazing.
Well, you can have more than one.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Johnsonville jalapeno cheddars. Look for them at your favorite retailer today. What do you got? Looks pretty big.
I just told you it was about the smallest mark. I think it was smaller than my
Oh
jig.
my gosh.
Now look at that.
Now lip that, Pete. Show the folks the size of that fish. What'd he bite on?
Jig?
That is a Jim
Jig and a
Dandy.
Mackie plastic. How about that?
No, awesome fish, man.
Well, we talk about releasing the big ones, John. I'm going to have to let this go.
Yeah, save those genetics, right? Coming, Josh.
This might be a good one, John.
Well, I got one about 10 before. Ooh, there's a dandy.
There we go.
Look at that fish, folks.
That's a good one.
Oh,
there.
that is a good one. And so these fish are pretty high up in the water column, or what are you finding?
Oh, they've been anywhere from a foot off the bottom to about 3-4 feet off. This one came up in about 3 foot. I raised it up above him, made him chase it, and he came and smoked it.
Now we should mention yesterday up here it was 31 degrees. Today it's 17 degrees. And that cold front will have an effect on these basin fish too.
Yeah, it's definitely affected him. It's slowing it down. I mean, you definitely got to drill a lot of holes. I've been following Ryley. He knows where they're at, and we just keep chasing them down. But you definitely got to do a lot of moving.
But they're quality, aren't they,
Oh,
buddy?
that's a
and the
dandy
back on
crappie.
that one there,
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, that's a good one. There.
Beautiful. Tungsten,
On the tungsten and a Mackie plastic.
Mackie plastic. Good job, Billy.
The skies are clear, shine on and on. Wisconsin woods and waters we all own. The skies are clear, shine on and on.
Well, Josh has been using clam shacks for years, correct?
Many years.
Yeah, and when you're on the ice every single day guiding, having a shack is very important. Why is it important for you?
Just to keep clients warm on the ice, haul our gear, and that's why I really love the clam shacks. They're built very well. I'm going over pack ice, pressure ridges, slush snow out in Lake Superior all winter long, and they really hold up to the test.
And we have the new Yukon Thermal XT. And what's nice about this clam shack is it has side doors, correct?
Yep, side doors. So the nice thing about these are when you're fishing, you know, if you got to run out to a flag or something, you don't have to step across everything. You just go right out the side door. You're not messing with anything, and easy in, easy out.
Awesome. For more information, go to clamoutdoors.com.
They say great minds think alike, which could explain why for over 50 years, more anglers have chosen Humminbird to see the water more clearly. Our tech predicts where the bites are, and our innovations foreshadow the sport's future. We've helped anglers win tournaments and the weekend, taught them to fish smarter, not harder. So, if you're not already on board, it's worth asking yourself why, when the people in the know agree that Humminbird is simply, clearly better.
Folks, taking a break in the fishing, it's always fun to introduce products that'll really help you out. This is the Johnson Pump Portable Aeration System, and what is really cool about this, it keeps your minnows really alive. Listen to this. I mean, that is like having a bait shop on the water. And you know something, Wes? Our competitors just put bubbles into the water. We actually are providing oxygen.
Correct. We're forcing oxygen down in the water, which gives the bait oxygen, and it also removes the CO2, allowing the bait to take in that oxygen, which keeps them alive and lively.
What I like too is a lot of times will transport large amounts of bait a long distance. So this can be put on a cooler system or in your boat?
Yeah, John, I'm not handy at all, and in less than an hour I converted this clam bucket into a complete bait well.
Taking a little break in the crappie fishing, Ryley, one thing I do want to talk about, you know, certain parts of the Midwest like northern Wisconsin, even central Wisconsin, ice is questionable, too much snow, too much slush. But over here in Cass County, and I guess northern Minnesota in general, it's a lot different. You have good conditions.
Yeah, so we were fortunate enough that we got a bunch of snow, and that snow was followed by a really good cold front. And I mean, it was highs of -5, so it froze up all that slush, and we had big winds that blew off all the powder off the top of the lake. So, I mean, we're standing and your feet are barely sinking into any snow. You can drive just about anywhere.
Yeah, it is perfect. And that's another thing I should mention. Guys from Wisconsin or Illinois might be wanting to come up to Minnesota. There's actually lakes that have plowed roads.
Yeah, your main big lakes, all the resorts are plowing roads. Lake we're on right now has got a plowed road. And to be honest, I mean, you could pretty much drive a truck wherever you want out here.
Yeah, and let's talk about ice thickness. I know that you and Josh and Pete drilled enough holes yesterday to figure out the ice depth, but it is significant. You got really safe ice.
Yeah, for sure. Super good ice. I mean, 16, 18 inches of ice, I'd say.
You're hot.
I like it. I'm just following Ryley.
Yeah, no, what these guys do, I have never seen guys drill as many holes as you guys have drilled today, you know?
Yeah, we've been moving around.
It
feels like another nice one.
Yeah. Aren't they fun, Josh?
Oh, this is a blast. And no slush out here. I like it.
Yeah, I know. Okay, and let's see what we got here. We got, there's a dandy. Look at that, folks. That's another beautiful crappie. And so what are you doing? They're coming in about how high off the bottom?
Well, this school was up about 4 to 5 feet.
Oh, really?
As the bait falls, they're just coming up and showering.
This is really something we got to talk about, folks, the importance of electronics when you're fishing deep water panfish. Sometimes they're on the bottom, sometimes they're off the bottom, so you really got to have a locator to tell.
You really do. And just listen to your locator and fish where the fish are.
Ooh, look at that. Riley's got one. Josh just got one there. Let's see what you got. Actually, Josh just got 2. Ooh, there you go. That's a nice fish right there.
Yeah.
Now, Josh was a little bit bigger, but this is 11 and a half.
Yep, very nice fish.
Hey, you know, we're in January right now. When you look ahead February and even into March, your pan fishing actually gets better, right?
Oh, yep. So what'll happen is these fish will start pulling out of these basins and heading up to where they're going to eventually be spawning in the spring. So come up a little bit shallower and your power hour bites are just crazy.
I always like to tell folks when you got the late ice, when the ice is still safe, but you got water running down the holes.
Perfect.
That's the deal, right?
That's when you smash them. Yep, that's when you smash them.
Hold that out. That's a real nice crappie right there. Nice. Hey folks, I'm pretty excited about Saturday, February the 4th. Blake and I are going to be at Kettle Marine in Jackson, Wisconsin. I'm going to do a seminar on my favorite fishing spots around the Midwest. Come in and have a Johnsonville lunch. It's going to be a great time. Again, Blake and I will be at Kettle Marine in Jackson, Wisconsin on February the 4th from 11 to 2. Come on down and see us. Folks, for this deep water pan fishing in the wintertime, you really got to have GPS to find your basins. And Humminbird, the Helixes, they have built-in GPS, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, it's huge, and the Lake Master chips themselves are some of the most detailed maps you're ever going to use. This one on this particular lake is showing us stuff that any other maps won't even show you.
That's pretty cool. Now, what we're fishing is these basins. Can you point to those? Okay, now that's a basin right there, and you want that deeper water, huh?
Yeah, and the big thing is you want it to be surrounded by shallow water, because what happens in here is actually all that mud collects down from that shallow water and it collects down the bottom of that basin. And as we were talking about earlier, mud brings the bugs that the panfish are eating.
Right, and this is just awesome because you can color code your map to find the basins.
Exactly. Right now I set up my highlights to show 20 to 25 feet, and that's showing those 20 to 25 foot basins that we want to be in.
I can't remember what we did in the old days.
Right? We'll drill a lot of holes and check a lot.
I mean, it gives you such a step.
Right, you can just do your research at home, pick out some spots that look good you want to fish, and go try them.
Okay, buddy. Starting to bite now. We're getting a little bit later in the day too, folks. and we'll see if the evening bite is a little bit better. And it's now that's that's a real nice crappie, Josh.
I'll take them, yeah.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention too, folks, is oh no, catch them twice, Josh. Catch them twice. There you go.
Never done this before.
Yeah, right. No, that's a solid 11 and a half right there. But you know, time of day normally doesn't matter when you're fishing these basin fish. Actually, before Ryley said to me that middle of the day is usually best, but you know, they've been skittish today.
They have been, and you know, now that we're getting into later afternoon, they do. Like
look at what Ryley just pulled in.
All right, little bluegill.
Hey, that's another thing. You know, we've only filmed 1 or 2 of those today, but we're getting quite a few.
We're getting quite a few.
Yeah,
nothing super huge, but this lake's more known for its big crappies.
Yeah, no, and the bluegills and crappies hang together out
Yep,
here.
mixed right in, yep.
And again, they're out here. Soft bottom is what guys should look for.
Exactly, whatever, it doesn't matter if that soft bottom's 12 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. If it's soft bottom and there's bug life, there's more than likely gonna be some panfish.
So the panfish are here rooting around, stirring up those bugs.
Yep, and then right at dark tonight, we'll even see it. Those zooplankton are gonna rise up and they're gonna be everywhere.
Nice, Josh.
I like it.
Each week, I shop online at fleetfarm.com to check out the latest deals. Wow, check this out. 20% off all ice augers and 20% off all ice houses.
So here I am with Amsoil Tech Man Genius Len Groom. And Len, you know, I run gas now, but I had several diesel trucks and I used to use the cold flow product all the time. The only time I ever experienced gelled fuel was when I forgot to use it. What can somebody like me do in that case, or somebody else that's got gelled fuel? How can they fix it?
Well, we've got a ton of additives, as you know. You've used a lot of them, but one that you haven't had to use would be this diesel recovery product, Pete. This is the one that's going to get you out of jail free. Because if you leave it at the boat landing or you leave it parked somewhere remote and the thing gels up on you, this product will take care of that. It'll get in there, it cuts through that gelled up diesel fuel, it causes it to get back into a real nice liquid state, and it will get that truck started. So it's Amsoil Diesel Recovery in case you forget to treat it.
For those 30 below mornings, check out amsoil.com.
Oh, Mr. Red Hot over here. I'm glad you know you're not guiding that much this winter because you can spend a lot of time with us. You know.
I like
Ooh, nice crappie. Nice crappie. I mean, you're back guiding full swing again, but you know, looking back at the winter in general, you had to guide a lot less.
A lot less, just because our inland lakes were so bad with slush. It was really hard to get out. I could get out with my snowmobiles, but it was really hard to tow shacks just because you'd bog your sleds down in the slush.
But Chihuahua's back now, and you're doing pretty good over there on the trout and everything. But no, we've enjoyed having you the last month.
It's
you
been
know,
fun.
That's a beautiful crappie, isn't it? You got another one over there?
Yeah, this one feels like a nice crappie here.
You can tell the difference the way they fight, can't you?
Right, the crappie, oh, there we go. The crappies give the big head shakes.
Okay. This is such a neat spot to have the two intermixed, isn't it? And again, on this special reg lake, what is the regulations here?
So you get 5 crappies and you get 5 bluegills.
I'm not coming over. I want to fish for a minute. What do you got on? I want to fish. You catch the fish.
This one's only
What do
about
you got?
11, John.
What is that one?
About 11.
Another crappie?
Yeah, beautiful fish.
Oh, wait, Josh is coming over to you.
Every time I catch one, somebody else comes over.
Oh, no, that's Ryley.
There we go.
Josharoo. Hey. Ooh, that's a nice one. Hey, Ryley, come on over here. I want to talk to you for a second. That's a beautiful fish. Now,
oh, yeah.
We're getting towards evening now, and it's interesting. You had us make a move from the deep water. Can you explain that to the folks?
So a lot of times these fish from the deep water are going to pull up and go a little bit shallower to feed for the last hour or so. So right now we went to a separate basin that has a nice weed line surrounding it, and these fish are sitting right on the edges of the weeds now.
So in other words, it's not all deep water panfish.
No, exactly. It's just midday, your best bite's going to be out in them basins, and then when you get into low light situations, you can slide up a little shallower.
You find that in Wisconsin the same too?
Yeah, we do. Same thing. There's another one, John.
I'm coming, Josh. Okay, buddy.
Oh, he's close.
Magic time of day, though, folks.
Yeah, they're fine.
You know, when I was a kid, you know, we'd always wait until that last hour before dark, and actually an hour after dark, too, right?
Yeah, a lot of times that hour after dark can be pretty good, too, especially on clear water.
That's the eater size today, and I'll tell you what, we have filmed some beautiful fish, you know, but we've caught a lot that we didn't film, too, right?
Yeah, we have. If we were having a fish fry, we'd have one heck of a fry.
And caught a lot of bluegills, too. Now,
Yeah, we really have.
in the shallower water, do they come off the bottom, or are they suspended?
No, these ones have still been suspended, not very far off the bottom. I mean, this one came in about 1.5 feet off the bottom. I rose it up about 3 feet, and he came and just clobbered it.
Oh, I got one.
Ooh, I'm not coming over there. I'm trying to catch one myself. That's kind of a midget, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a little one for today, but you know.
Oh, Josh has got one now, too.
There we go.
Josh-a-roo!
Yeah, they're biting.
Yeah, I got one on the screen right now, too. Let's see that. That's an eater.
Yeah, that's an eater size there. Not the biggest of the day.
Do you think that the bigger ones are in the basin, or do you think the bigger ones are or they're varied?
I think they're mixed all throughout.
Now, Ryley.
Oh, he's got another one.
Ooh, that one feels good.
This is fun. I'm in like the bleachers here watching you guys as a fan. Catching one after another.
Ooh, there's a nice one.
Oh yeah, there, yeah, look at that. That's
There
a
we
beauty.
go. Nice weed line crappie right there.
Now, Ryley, these weed line crappies, as you said before, are mainly early morning, evening.
Yep, that's your best time of day to get these ones for sure.
And will they go after dark a little bit?
Oh, especially on full moons, you can really get them after dark.
Seriously, hold that one up again. That's a real nice crappie, buddy. Well done. Folks, the Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2023 fishing contest is underway. To enter is simple. Just snap a picture of your trophy catch and stop in to any Fleet Farm store to pick up an entry blank, or you can go to fleetfarm.com to download an entry blank.
The skies are clear, shine on and on. Wisconsin woods and waters we all own. The skies are clear, shine on.
Here he comes, right up out of the weeds. Oh, baby, you hammered it! What a way to start the day. What I love about this new Mickey Acme tungsten jig is it features 2 Mickey ears that are almost like a crankbait bill coming off the front of the jig. What this does is allow it to plane, act like a jigging type of minnow, and as you pop it, it bounces and gives real erratic action. You can see the difference in the action, and that's gonna seal a deal for the fish eating it right now. This is a technique and a jig that fish have not seen yet. It's unbelievable. You gotta get this jig underneath the ice this year.
You know, a lot of fun today, but I'll tell you what, the young guys, Josh and Ryley, really had to work to find the fish, didn't they?
It was a lot of work. They were spread out all across the mud out there, John. And yeah, as far as, you know, the bigger fish and the more active ones, you had to move. They'd nail a couple and have to move again and just keep looking for them.
Some beautiful crappies, though.
Oh, yeah. And it was fun. We caught a lot of them.
And Ryley invited us back. He said, you want to come back in a couple of weeks? He'll have a good bluegill bite for us.
That sounds fun.
I know. Hey, good to see you, buddy. And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know if we're going to fish yet. We will find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie, hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.